Hey, welcome back to Northern Tesla. Looking at a new car? What do I have to do to put you in a brand new electric vehicle today? If you're looking to get into a new car, or a used one for that matter, let me tell you why it should be electric. Seems to be the trendy topic these days, am I right? I know the channel is Northern Tesla, but I'm going to talk about EVs in general, as they have certain advantages over their gas counterparts. And a lot of these advantages involve some misconceptions that most people have about EVs. I've come up with a list of 5 things that should help you convince you that electric vehicles are the way of the future and a better choice. Before I get into the list, if this is your first Northern Tesla video, then you should probably do yourself a favor and subscribe. Alright, first thing that will change your life. Never having to go to a gas station again. You may be thinking to yourself, that's not a big deal. I gas up on the way to where I'm going. The truth is, once you go electric and your car is charged every morning, it will change your life. You never have to worry, do I need gas today? Or ever have to go out of your way to get gas. The car is charged and ready to go just like your phone. But Dan, what if I forgot to charge it? Do you ever forget to charge your phone, honestly? Think about how nice it would be to wake up and have a full tank of gas. That's what it's like. The next 2 items involve the cost of ownership, which is much lower with electric vehicles. I know the initial purchase price is often higher with EVs compared to their gas counterparts, but there's often a lot of rebates and tax incentives to be had, which can negate some of the added cost. These obviously differ by region, so check your local area. If you're up here in Canada, check out my video up here. I did incentives for 2021. They should still be in effect if I'll do another video for 2022 soon. All right, the next 2 items can also negate some of that initial overhead. Average gasoline in the US is almost $4 a gallon in some parts, while in Canada, it's pushing between $1.50 and $1.76 a liter. It's insane. And it's only getting higher. Think about not having to pay that. In my old car, which was a Ford Focus, I paid $60 a tank, and my SUV was $100. I'm not getting $100 back ever again. That's insane. I don't do that anymore. A typical EV will cost anywhere from less than $1 a day to $3 a day, depending on how many miles you typically drive in a day, as well as your hydro plan, like if you peak or if you charge during off-peak. I've probably added maybe $30 a month to my hydro bill in the summer and maybe $50 in the winter. That's pretty cheap, wouldn't you agree? And on top of that, there are currently so many chargers that are free. A lot of parking garages and businesses will often offer free charging as an incentive to either park or shop there. And I always check the map wherever I'm going to see if there's a free charger around. When's the last time you got free gas? I've had my car for 2 years now, and there's been no maintenance. Well, not none, but relatively none. Your most regular expense is going to be washer fluid. In terms of a little more labor-intensive maintenance, you'll need to change your cabin air filter. For Tesla, that's once every 1 or 2 years. Then there's your regular tire maintenance, such as tire rotation and winter tires, but again, every car needs that. And it's a good idea to lube your brake rotors so that they last longer. And that's just your rotors. Your actual pads will last forever. These are relatively easy tasks as well, and they can be done at home, or at the very least, be cheaply done by a service technician. In 2 years, like I said, I've spent $5 on washer fluid and $23 for a set of air filters. Mind you, I've done all the labor myself, so that saved me a little bit of money. A lot of people don't think of EVs as performance vehicles, but no gas car can match the instant torque of an EV. The current champ, which is the Tesla Model S Plaid, is throwing down a ridiculous 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds, or 1.99 to be specific. That's insane. You'll hit 60 before you even clear the intersection. Of course, that's a top-of-the-line $128,000 Plaid, but even a Performance Model 3, which is about $80,000, can do it in 3 seconds, and that throws you back in your seat, let me tell you. The Audi e-tron GT also has a similar time, and even the lower end models, like the more average sedans, like the rear-wheel Model 3 or the base model e-tron and the Mustang Mach-E, they're in the 5-second range. Now, I know some high-end cars can do that as well, but if you're just kind of comparing average cars, which most people buy, something like the Civic or Acura, those are above 6 seconds, more like 6 to 7 seconds. And they definitely don't match the instant torque of an EV. And up here, in the frozen wasteland, EVs generally handle better in the snow. Mind you, I'm not talking about range, just handling. The heavy battery gives it a low center of gravity, and it's spread out evenly across the car, which gives all 4 wheels great traction. And it makes them fun to drive in the winter. Also, EVs are also much quieter and make for a smoother ride in general. Most people think of EVs as you're driving a car that happens to be powered by a battery. Now try to think of it another way. You now own a giant battery that happens to be a car. Having a battery has many benefits. First off, we're just going to get into a bit of science here. Close to 90% of energy produced by an EV goes to moving the wheels. On the other side, an internal combustion engine like that one, they're incredibly inefficient at turning fuel burned into usable energy. About 65 to 80% of total power is emitted as heat, and about half that heat is just wasted coming out of the exhaust. The engine also loses energy to friction, noise, and used to work other engine parts such as the water and oil pumps and the electrical generator. So what you're left with is, believe it or not, only about 20 to 30% of energy used is to actually turn the drivetrain or the wheels. So going back to the EV, if the wheels aren't moving, then you aren't using much energy. An EV can theoretically sit for days without losing much range. There was a big news item recently in the States, that giant snowstorm in Virginia, which caused a massive hours-long traffic jam. In that situation, an EV would have been fine, capable of keeping the heat on for hours. In fact, there was a Model 3 owner in that traffic jam, and he said it was fine, and no worse for wear. He even watched Netflix. Another great aspect of owning a battery for such emergencies is a lot of EVs, such as the Nissans, a Hyundai, and the upcoming Ford Lightning, are capable of vehicle-to-grid transfer, meaning if your house loses power, you can borrow power from the car. Now, not every EV has this, but it's becoming more widely acceptable. In the case of the Ford Lightning, you can actually power all your tools at the job site. It even comes with a 240-volt outlet, which is very convenient. So this type of technology, like I said, it's not all EVs, but it's becoming more mainstream, and more of them will have that in the future. All right, those are what I think are the biggest advantages of owning an EV. And honestly, I think I'm just scratching the surface. I hope I was able to educate you in the world of EVs and the potential they have. There's a lot of myths and misinformation out there, and I hope this cleared some stuff up, because it's all about education, and that's what I'm here for. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to drop a comment. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video. That would be a huge help for me. Anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Once you go electric and your car is charged every morning, what the f? You have a 2-pound dog. Jesus f. Bloopers are good today. Getting over that COVID. Today's drink is Minions. Those with kids will know. Just fine. In fact, there was an thinking to yourself, well, that's not a big deal. I gas up to where I'm going. On the way to where I'm going. Yourself, well, that's not a big deal. I gas up to where I'm going. Gas up on the way to where I'm going. I know the initial purchase price is often higher with EVs compared to gas. Anyways, when is the last time you got a free gas car? Free gas. But again, less than $50 over 2 years. Blah, 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 blah. But there's tons of rebates. Do you ever forget to charge? Now, I know the initial price. The next two items can cause, I'll say that for 2022 soon. The next two items can cause, why did I say cause? It's not say cause. It's time I said cause. Does it say cause? No. All right. The next two items can cause, again! What the f? Also, hit that notification bell. Yeah. Oh, still rolling.